Hey, hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so we've got lots to talk about this week, lots of energy shifts and changes coming up at the end of the week. But for right now, let's just get started on a collective message. Where do we begin this message? I would normally start with an anecdote about Aries, but I'm not going to share it today. But oh my God, my dog. He celebrates all the small victories in his life loudly with these very delightful barks and little frantic kicks and such. And anyway, he was celebrating in a big way this morning. Um, anyway, maybe there's something great to celebrate. We've got a King of Pentacles. What's he doing? He's sideways. He's sending out messages from his heart space. I always look at that as a heartbeat drum. We see his mind is very filled with thoughts, but it's also clearing. But this is a very intelligent king. This is like a metaphor for his neurons firing at all cylinders. This is him right here thinking from his heart, but those thoughts are actually taking shape. Like his mind and his heart are very connected. It is clearing his vision. Now I know his eyes are closed. That's because he's transmitting right now. So this could be a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus that is transmitting something. By the way, guys, I will be getting to other zodiacs later on tonight. So Taurus is slated for tonight. Also, Aries will come up tonight. Virgo, and at least one other. Anyway, I'll see you guys tonight for that. If you missed the signs and symbols video, you will find that under the video tab or in the signs and symbols to watch for, or today's signs and symbols to watch for playlist. Okay, we've got a Six of Wands. I know this looks like the Chariot, but it's not that they put a chariot on it, but it's actually the Six of Staves or Six of Wands. I'm going to read this as if it's a chariot combined with the Six of Wands because it's all about his forward motion. He's really happy right now. This king is in a great emotional space, head space, heart space. He's got a plan. He knows where he's going. He could be about to do some travel, and he's like returning victorious to his city. There's even a parade here. There's this real sense of like welcome, and he knows it, that he's being welcomed like back into his city, his empire, his town. It's really exciting. There's something here where it's exactly what he wants to do as well. Hang on, I just lost one. We've got a Nine of Wands. Okay, so we have him in it's like a bunch of his wounds have been healed. He's having whatever he had gone through in the past, and it could have been something significant. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, and he's been through at least 9 battles. They drained him, they took pieces of him, but he's being restored. I'm picturing right now Osiris being pieced back together. So in the Egyptian pantheon of gods, Osiris and Isis were a married couple, and Osiris's brother, Set, the storm god, he was jealous of his brother, and so he killed his brother and had him scattered throughout the world. Isis, because of the love of her husband, how much she loved her husband, she spoke with Thoth, who helped her have the correct magic to pull Osiris back together. And so she basically reincarnates her husband. And for some reason, I feel like that story here comes to mind, not because we have necessarily any Egyptian pantheon being shown, but we do have a decidedly Egyptian empire, kind of like motif going on in that card. But I just feel like he's been pieced back together. Maybe the pieces of his broken heart have been healing. There's something super positive. We have a Six of Swords in the reverse, though. Why is that in the reverse? Normally, that would be somebody who's moved on from anything that's difficult. We're seeing him come across so powerful. Oh, no. So here's what this is. It's not about him not having moved on in any way, shape, or form. It's the acknowledgement that, to put it simply, this man's got something really special on his mind, and it is a Two of Cups. It's either a second chance at love, a belief in love, a belief that there is this very important, very, I'll say, special energetic bond that exists. Our king, whatever age he is irrelevant, but this would be the depiction of him, somebody with dark hair. His other half, his two of cups, may be a blonde, does not have to be. He comes across as someone who carries his ancestors with him, someone who has, like, he's an old soul, he has a tremendous amount of wisdom within him, but he's on the move because of her. He is being healed because he's got a belief in a connection right now that's really important to him. And he's pretty much like betting on this. I think that's where his amazing energy is coming from. Is there a little bit of like, I mean, certainly he's been down that road of heartbreak before. Yes, he acknowledges that. But he's not done with the concept of love, because this one has given him hope unlike any others. This is somebody that he feels a really strong pull toward. This is somebody that is, I don't know, it's almost like there's like a glow around him right here. There's a real happiness. This is somebody he maybe should have met a long time ago. The Wheel of Fortune is in his favor. This is the time for this king to have the love of his life. But in fact, he could have had this a little while ago, but maybe he was still healing, right? We saw evidence of him having been a wounded warrior. We saw that it took him some time to get his heart settled, and to maybe even be empowered enough to believe in a love like this again. I'm saying again because I don't think that these two are the reason that he was a wounded warrior. I think this is what's saving him right now. I think she's the one he's meant to be with. Meant to be with, right? We all make our own destiny. Even my fictional characters, I give them that ability also, just for themselves. They get to pick what their destiny is, because we all have to. So I try to give my fictional characters the same boundaries. But this Wheel of Fortune, I know it's a it's a chomped up card. I have another replacement deck for this deck, and I've never opened it. I've had it for years. I prefer to use this deck no matter what, because my baby ate it when he was a puppy, and it just adds another layer of meaning, well, to me, because I like seeing Aries' little puppy teeth chomp through things and how naughty he used to be when he was teething. But okay, so we have him coming out as a King of Cups as well. But to go back to this card, it's just that I like the fact that we get an additional meaning on the Wheel of Fortune. This king should have had great happiness some time ago. He should have been well loved. He should have had support around him. He should have felt nurtured. He should have had that kind of love around him, but maybe didn't, and then took some time to heal. He may have ended up with connections that kind of broke his heart, tore him down instead of built him up. But in fact, she's been around and even available for quite some time. It's just, it wasn't maybe the right time for him to meet her, or he didn't think he was healed enough yet to even consider love or romance. Again, we see his heart is so open. This is very much a story of a king. This is the divine masculine. Doesn't matter if they're a male or a female. It's just they're in the energy of the masculine. So the energy of the sun is the masculine. That is the action taking. Think of how the sun's rays project outward, whereas the feminine is the energy of the moon, and that is the gravitational pull. The moon is only a quarter of the size of Earth, and yet it has such a profound gravitational pull that it tugs Earth. And as that happens, it actually sloshes the water on our surface, and that creates the waves, the tides. So we've got, well, I guess wind creates waves as well, but the tidal force is from the movement of the Earth being tugged by the moon. We've got the Prince of Sacred Circles. This is slow moving energy still. We saw him clearly becoming like mentally aware, and his heart feeling good, and his energy. He's sending out a heart-centered message to her that's kind of like, babe, I'm coming home, or, I'm coming your way. I think we just had a message like this yesterday as well, for a collective message, because I think I titled it like Empress, he's on his way, or something like that. So we kind of have a repetitious message coming out. I can't help that. I use different decks. I don't intend things to be the same message, but when we get that, we get that. This is slow moving. He's kind of got like the peace pipe with him. I just feel like he's so comfortable right now. He feels so good. He feels so solid, and like there's something that he can rely on now. So he's got solid ground under him. He believes in this connection. How does he know her? How is she like a part of his world? King of Wands, the High Priestess. Okay, so first off, his heart is incredibly warm. This whole thing, it's felt very glowy. It's felt very nice. It's felt very warm-hearted. And now he's come up as 3 kings, all upright. I mean, you don't get much better energy from a divine masculine. I mean, if we had one more king, we'd have a full emperor, or if we just had the emperor card itself. We can see, like, this is the best version of himself. He is more confident. He is more calm. He is more empowered. He is more clear visioned. He's got something to believe in. What's the song? Give me something to believe in. Now, I said, how is it that she is playing a role in his life? How does he know her? She somehow is home. You notice he's nomadic. He's riding on his camel across the desert. That's so like romantic to me. I love this particular card. I love the imagery. That's always been a dream of mine, to go like across the Sahara or go on camel. I've always wanted to go through Morocco, and I almost did a couple times and never made it. And so that it holds like particular interest to me. But this is actually the High Priestess card, and this is about her. And you notice she's kind of like his lighthouse. What's that song? Because I will leave the light on. This now I'm also, I can't think who sings that one, but I'm also hearing my favorite CCR song, Put a Candle in the Window, and I feel I've got to go long as I can see the light. It keeps feeling like homecoming. He's traveling. Even his camel is pointed toward her. But she stands in front of this full moon. Obviously, guys, we're headed for that full moon in Virgo at the end of this week, as well as a lunar eclipse, as well as starting up with a Mercury retrograde. So Thursday and Friday are going to be big days, big energy, celestially speaking. But she is exactly what we already talked about. If he is embodying the power of the sun, the masculine, she is the most feminine of the feminines. She is the moon. She has the pull of the moon. She is like his beacon. She's even holding an image of, in this case, a crescent moon, but she stands there like she is very much on his mind. Now, the High Priestess, though, it's about instinct, raw intuition. She is very sensual, by the way, but you wouldn't know it. You'd never guess that she is such a sensual being, because the High Priestess works in mystery. She is oftentimes depicted as the goddess Hecate. Goddess Hecate is the goddess of the crossroads. She's oftentimes depicted with 3 heads, so she can, like see what's in front of her, to the right and to the left. And she guards the crossroad, but she also welcomes the traveler to cross the threshold into the next phase of existence. So she's actually both a guardian and a protector, but also a guide of sorts. And she typically has a torch and several dogs with her. And it's said that when dogs pass away, they all go and they live with the goddess Hecate, which, she's going to be my favorite goddess then, of course, right? She's associated with the occult, and that word simply means what's hidden. It doesn't have to mean anything, dark and awful or anything along those lines, just what's hidden. So she illuminates the darkness with that torch. The High Priestess herself is extremely sensual, sexual, all those things, but you wouldn't know. She's oftentimes depicted just like this, very demurely dressed, not super flashy. You don't know the half of it when those doors close. She is not prim and proper, let's say. But again, you have to be the person that she would choose in order to see that side of her. So definitely there's lands of mystery associated with the High Priestess. Now, she is also, because this is all about the subconscious and it's about the energy that exists in the intangible realm. I said, what's her connection to him? How is she in his world? And it says right now, she lives in his heart, and she is the beacon that he knows he's headed straight for her. But this is not him actually having her like in his 3D world, at least not right now. At present, their energy is all 5D. He's basically, we have a man who's in love. a man who is drawn to someone that he feels strongly about, or there's something different about this one. I don't even want to call it love. That's probably the wrong word. There's something else here that is so strong that's it's an emotional pull. Yes, it's opening up his heart. It's making him feel more secure, even though this is still all happening in the more mysterious 5D realm, but he is very much a part of that himself. If she is a high priestess, he is a wizard. You know, he is able to work with the intangible world as well. So what he feels, what he knows, that very first card says it all. He is tapped into the 5D realm along with her. So he feels her energy. He's a part of this flow with her. The only problem that we have is the nuts and bolts of making something that is so powerful in the 5D come together in the 3D. That can be difficult. That can be an area of like, oh man, we gotta figure out how this is going to work. We got to put this together in a way that all look, the 5D realm is only consists of the mind, right? And the energy. There's no monetary boundaries. There's no walls. There's no physical distance. In many ways, although the 5D can be frustrating because it's like, well, I feel this person's energy. I feel so connected to them, but how come I can't touch them? You know, so we get frustrated with 5D connections, but in truth, they're the easier ones if we think about it, because think of all the boundaries that there are in the 3D. The 3D is the stuff we can touch. It's a world that we actually physically reside in. That's where, you know, if we live on different sides of the town, we got to travel across to get to each other. Your car breaks down, you can't drive across to your lover's house. It's the, like I said, monetary issues. It's the ebb and flow of all the stuff that we got to live with and work with, you know, the changing geography, the, you know, everything in life, our careers, all of the tangible stuff can become major worriers and boundaries. But we have a Queen of Swords. She's sending out a message to him as well. She holds his mind in her lap in this case, and she's giving him comfort and soothing. And she's kind of a grounding force that says, I'm hearing that song. Is it Beach Boys? Don't worry, baby. Everything will turn out all right. Yeah. Well, it's been building up inside of me for, oh, I don't know how long. And something about like, but I still feel something's bound to go wrong. But when she looks in my eyes, it makes me realize when she says, don't worry, baby, everything will turn out all right. Yeah, great song. I haven't heard that in forever. I'm sorry, I can never repeat lyrics very well unless I'm actually singing it, and then it just kind of pops out without me thinking. But if I have to think about it, they never come out very smooth. So forgive me for botching a great Beach Boys song. Probably my favorite Beach Boys song, actually. I think it's them. Anyway, this feels like that's what she's sending out to them is, darling, don't start stressing out about the nuts and bolts. We'll take that on logically, one step at a time. Don't worry. Don't worry. You know, I think we're going to leave this one here because these two are, there's a great love. There is a Two of Cups relationship on the horizon, and I don't see anything getting in the way of this, even with the worries and fears. When two people have the same opinion, I'm not about to let you go. I'm not about to let this thing, even if it takes time, I will wait because this is a sure thing. Oh, and we're in with Miguel's sure thing. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. I'll see you tonight. Bye.